Hello, everyone, and welcome to Millennial Money Moves. So, if you're new here, this is a visual podcast where we like to talk about investing, saving, and all things relating to creating wealth. So, if that sounds good to you, make sure you press subscribe and follow the journey. So, in today's video, I'm going to quickly walk you guys through my portfolios. I'm going to try to keep it short, but just to give you a heads up, I'm going to be speaking about some of my favorite stocks from this month. I'm going to share with you the stocks that are doing so well, that are doing well, and some that are not doing so well, as well as any changes that I've made to my portfolio since the last walkthrough. And finally, I'm going to show you the dividends that I've received this month. So let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see so far this month, wow, I can't speak. So in my portfolio, I have now invested a total of €6,184 and 29 cents, that counts too. And I currently have a return of €316. As you can see, this is changing. And so, yeah. So this month, I've basically had my lowest point was about, I had a return of about €265, which is about 5% return. And my highest point in January 2021 has been, let me see, how much was my highest point? So €568. So at about 9.58% return, which was amazing. As you can see, it didn't last long. Now I'm kind of back to 319, which is fair. I'm not in the red, no complaints there. So as you guys know, I have my 3 pies that I invest in on a monthly basis. So, for my bi-weekly dividend and growth portfolio, this one is my main portfolio with other companies that I strongly believe in. And most of my money goes in there, as you can see. I have another fast track pot pie here, which is basically a risk-taking pie, I would say, collection of companies that have done well in the last year as a result of the pandemic. And I'm just going to see how it goes. And then my growth stocks are the ones that I started investing in literally in my first weeks of investing. But now I realize with experience that maybe they're not the best companies or the right companies for me, but I still refuse to sell them because they're still doing quite well, as you will see. So if you want a more detailed outlook on these pies, you will see the link in my description box to each of them. And if you're interested in investing in any of these as well, if you're new to Trading 212, you will also be able to get a free share when you join and use one of my pies to start. So yeah, so I'm going to quickly get into my first pie, not to bore you guys for too long. So this pie is doing quite reasonable. I say reasonable for me, as long as it's not in the red, as long as I'm not losing money, it's fine. So as you can see, the total return in this pie is €294. And let's see what we have here. So my Vanguard ETF, S&P 500 ETF, is the one where I put most of my money in, as you can see, because it's just a safe option and I'm not willing to risk my money like that. So that's the reason why I basically put 40% of the €500 a month that I invest into this ETF. And let me see what we have here. My favorite stock this month also has been Tesla. It's been doing quite well. I managed to get in at a good time to make a reasonable profit. So not complaints there. I think it's the one that is making me the most money in the whole pie. The rest of them, Amazon is recovering, which I'm not complaining about. You guys know from my last videos that I have a love-hate relationship with this stock, but I'm holding on until one day it finally turns green. So yeah, Global Clean Energy iShares ETF is also doing quite well, as you can see. Here, I'm made about £38, which is a return of 32%, which is brilliant. SAP has also recovered slightly. I know last month I was pretty much minus €100 on this stock, but this month it's been recovering, which I'm not complaining about. BP also doing good for me, as long as it's not red. you won't hear me complaining, so there's that. Realty income has been also a bit red in the last couple of weeks, but they're still paying me my dividends, which you'll see at the end of this video, so I'm not complaining too much just yet. So Clean Energy Fuels, this is a stock that I recently included in my regular monthly big portfolio, and this is because this is a stock that has done exceedingly well. So the first time I actually got this stock, it was actually worth $2 a share, and then literally, when was that? I think like 4 months later, it's now worth about $10 a share. So I pretty much had like a 200% growth on that stock. My biggest regret was not investing a little bit more in that earlier. So I ended up having to buy the stock that I paid $2 per share once. I ended up having to pay $9 for it, which, well, you live and you learn, but I think this is the future, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this stock grows. So yeah, that's that for this pie. For my fast track, if you guys are curious, this has also Tesla. As you can see, I'm in love with this stock, also doing really well. To be honest with you, I kind of copied this pie off someone else on Trading 212, so I do not know too much about some of these companies, but they're doing well, so you won't hear me complain. Don't do that. That's very reckless. And as you will see, I'm currently investing 100 euros every month because, well, I will spend 100 euros. That's like what? That's like 4 dinners. Or yeah, that's what I'm telling myself. I'm trying to justify investing so much money in a risky set of companies, but anyway, you guys will get to live and learn from me. So the next one, the next pie, which I shared with you guys earlier, that these are the companies that I invested in earlier in my investing journey, which I haven't decided to continue to put more money in, but I'm still keeping. So there you have it. Some of these were free stocks. So Under Armour was free when I invited my brother to join, and National Grid was also free when I invited my mother to join Trading 212. If you also want a free stock, just check the link in my description bar and you will figure it out. So that's about it, guys, in terms of what's going on with my portfolio. So I'm going to quickly show you now the dividends that I received for this month. So they haven't been too many. So let's see, dividends. So in January 2021, oh, actually, I'm quite wrong. So yeah, this month I received 2 dividend payments from iShares Core FTSE 100 ETF. So I received, I don't understand why they sent me two two payments. I got one payment for 1p and another for 59 euro. So my guess is that Trading 212 had kind of underpaid me. That's why they ended up sending a separate payment. But hey, I'm not complaining. And then the next payment that I got was from my Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which I mentioned earlier that I put most of my money in, about 40%. And right now I currently have 21 shares with them, and I got €3.75 for that. The next dividend I got again was from my loyal and trusted stock, the Realty Income stock. So they paid me 14 euros for having owned, I think, a little bit over 1 share. But yeah, this is currently the situation with my portfolio. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, let me know if you're investing differently, if you have any advice for me. I'll be quite curious to hear what you guys think, and see you in my next video.